It just so happens they were right on the money. Our detractors say that PNAC manufactured PNAC manufactured this threat, and you don't believe it's real. Scott Ritter doesn't believe it's real. Scott McClellan, former White House press spokesman, doesn't believe it's real. Believes this is manufactured, contrived. Joseph Wilson, who went to Niger to see if the Iraqi government was looking around to obtain, to buy uranium ore, which could be processed into weapons grade uranium. He found out that they had, in fact, met with the president of Niger. And he came back and filed his report with the CIA, who sent him there, even though he's not a part of the CIA. He's a former ambassador, whose wife is a low-level bureaucrat in the CIA, Valerie. He came back and filed his report and said, yes, they were seeking to buy uranium yellowcake. And then afterwards, he later seemed to have a change of heart. Wrote an anonymous editorial published in a widely read newspaper, and eventually found himself in the chambers of Congress, attacking the president and calling the president a liar, saying that the president knowingly fabricated evidence based on false documents. I want to point out, whether he likes it or not, no, his testimony, his report, his debriefing report given to the CIA after his visit to Niger is not based on a forged document. It's based on his personal contact, his knowledge of, his former relationship with the former president of Niger, because Joseph Wilson was stationed in Africa and the Middle East before his retirement. None of this is based on a forged document, but it's all been spun, and a disinformation campaign has been launched to undermine the security of this country. It's not just a political attack among rival parties in our political debate. No, it is an assault on this country from within. Our enemies are inside the Democratic Party. Our enemies are influencing the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party has become the spokesman, the instrument of our enemy. I'm not saying that our fellow countrymen who have been allied with the Democrats for years are the enemy. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that they've been fooled. They've been fooled. They're not cooperating knowingly with those who hate freedom. Freedom. Yes, I said freedom. They hate us because of our freedom. You know, it sounds naive. People laugh, but that's pretty close to the truth. These people hate our freedom because they want to control the world themselves. These people are in two different camps who are cooperating with one another. They are the hard left communists cooperating with the radical right-wing extremist Muslims, not your typical Muslim, but an extremist cult of militant warmongering Muslims. That said, I'll continue and read just a little bit more of this document. People don't like to hear someone reading, but it's worthwhile because it took me years to figure out what the White House already knew back 6 years ago. Defending our nation against its enemies is first and fundamental. right? It is the first and fundamental commitment of the federal government. Like that's job number one, right? Today, that task has changed dramatically. Enemies in the past needed great armies and great industrial capabilities to endanger America. Now, shadowy networks of individuals can bring great chaos and suffering to our shores for less than it costs to purchase a single tank. Terrorists are organized to penetrate open societies and to turn the power of modern technologies, and I think that's referring to the internet and the ability to make your own propaganda, make videos such as we all enjoy making and putting on YouTube. The terrorists see this as an opportunity. To defeat this threat, we must make use of every tool in our arsenal. But it doesn't point out, and that's the error of this report, it does not point out that in addition to military power and better homeland defenses and law enforcement and intelligence and vigorous efforts to cut off terrorist financing, our country needs me and you. That's what this document fails to point out. The war against terrorists of global reach is a global enterprise of uncertain duration. America will help nations that need our assistance in combating terror, and America will hold to account nations that are compromised by terror, including those who harbor terrorists, because the allies of terror are the enemies of civilization. You see, I'm not a racist. I don't hate the Arabs. I don't hate Latinos. I don't hate Chinese. I don't hate the Russians. I hate the enemies of civilization.